A few years ago, if you had told me there were people spending $500 on knives, sometimes $1,000 on a pocket knife, I probably would have laughed. Seriously, I'd have looked you in the face and said, a knife? How much better can it really be? Fast forward to today, I've handled knives that cost more than some people's rent. This is a $500 knife. This is a Zahn, CRK Zahn. Some were worth every penny, some weren't. This episode isn't about whether you should spend that kind of money. It's about understanding why people do. Because once you understand the why, the price starts to make a lot more sense. Welcome back to EDC for Beginners. I'm Mikey from Mikeydailycarry. One thing I love about this podcast is that sometimes we get to step away from talking about products. Instead, talk about the ideas behind the hobby. Today's episode is one of those conversations because I think this is one of the biggest misconceptions people have outside the EDC world. Why would anyone spend hundreds of dollars on a knife? I still remember the first time I handled a truly premium knife. Before that, every knife felt pretty much the same to me. It cut things, it folded, it went in my pocket, and the story. Then I picked up something that had incredible action, perfect fit and finish, premium materials, and for the first time, I realized, oh, this is different. Not necessarily better for every person, but definitely different. That's when I started to understand that there was more to this hobby than simply cutting things. Here's something I learned. Some people buy knives strictly as tools. Others buy them because of the experience. Think about coffee. Some people are perfectly happy with whatever's in the office break room. Others grind their own beans, weigh everything, and use special brewing equipment. Neither person is wrong. They're just looking for different experiences. Knives are no different. For some people, if it cuts, that's enough. For others, the smoothness of the action, the machining, the materials, made in America, made in US, the craftsmanship, that's part of what they enjoy. And that's okay. Now let's answer the obvious question. What actually makes an expensive knife expensive? Sometimes it's the steel. Premium steels can hold an edge longer, resist corrosion better, and often require more advanced manufacturing. Sometimes it's the materials, titanium, carbon fiber, micarta, exotic handle materials. Sometimes it's the precision. You can feel the difference in tolerances, lockup, action, and finishing, and sometimes you're paying the maker just like art, watches, or custom guitars. There are makers whose work is in high demand because of their reputation, design philosophy, and craftsmanship. That doesn't mean every expensive knife is automatically worth the money. It just means there are real reasons behind the price. If you asked me years ago if I'd ever own a premium knife, I probably would have said no. Not because I didn't appreciate them, I just didn't understand them. Now that I've spent years reviewing gear and I actually get these things sent to me and I get to talk about them and handle them, I've come to appreciate something. A premium knife isn't just about performance. It's about the experience, the details, the engineering, the thought that went into it. That doesn't mean everyone needs one. But I can finally understand why someone might want one. Here's where I think people get tripped up. They assume expensive automatically means necessary. It doesn't. This is an Ozark Trail knife, $10. I talked about this in previous episodes. It absolutely handles my everyday tasks, opening packages, cutting rope, breaking down boxes. Premium knives don't just magically make those tasks disappear. What it offers is a different ownership experience. And that's an important distinction. One of my favorite things about the EDC community is that you'll find people carrying all kinds of gear. One person might carry a $15 knife they've had for 10 years. Another might carry a custom knife from a maker they've admired for years. Neither person is wrong. Neither person is more EDC. They're simply enjoying the hobby in different ways. And I think that's something we should celebrate. You know what's funny? Some of my favorite gear isn't my most expensive. Some of the pieces I reach for the most are affordable, dependable tools that have earned their place through use. On the flip side, I've also handled some incredibly premium gear that made me smile the moment I picked it up, flipped it open, or what have you. Those two things can both be true. Price doesn't determine whether you'll enjoy a piece of gear. Connection does. Because what feeling you put on a specific tool or item when given to someone else is going to be completely different. Now, if you're just getting into everyday carry, please don't think this hobby starts at $500. It doesn't. You don't have to earn your way into premium gear. You don't have to own expensive gear to belong here. Start with what fits your budget. Use it. Learn what you like. As your interests evolve, maybe one day you'll decide a premium knife is worth saving for, or maybe you won't. Either answer is perfectly okay. I want to hear from both sides though. What's the most you've ever spent on a knife? And looking back, was it worth it? Not because of the price, but because of the experience. I'm really curious to hear everyone's stories. If you enjoyed today's conversation, I'd love for you to subscribe to EDC for Beginners. Every week we explore not just the gear, but the ideas, the stories, have conversations like this. And if you're looking for reviews and interested in first impressions, unboxings, hands-on looks, and experiences, then follow my main channel, Mikey Daily Carry. Thanks for spending part of your day with me. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Welcome back.